everybody. So today we're going to try Guinness. Now, I guess a little story back in the day. This used to be my go-to beer before I discovered Bell's and all that in my, say, early 20s. Actually, on New Year's Eve, we would get a keg of this. And the hardest part about that was you had to have a special tap because it was thicker than like a Budweiser, Bud Light, anything like that. So finding the tap was the hardest part. Like I said, I used to drink this all the time. It doesn't show that I've had it on Untapped. I can't remember the last time was that I drank it, but I want to say it was a couple years ago maybe. But I did pick up the two new ones, the gingerbread spiced barrel aged, then the barrel aged version. And about a week ago, I was watching YouTube and a channel did Guinness with like a liquor. So I was like, okay, I have to do that and try it. So this first one, I wanted to smell, taste, do all that with the standard. Then the next video and maybe a couple more down the line, I will be doing Guinness plus some kind of liquor. I've only got one right now, but today's Thursday, so probably tomorrow or Saturday I'll go pick some more up and do it. So this is, yeah, I thought it was weird, 14.9. I'm actually going to switch glasses. We're going to switch to this. Because this is nitro. There is a ball in here. These come in a 4-pack. So I'm going to open it and dump the whole thing in there. We'll see how well this one goes. Now I think it was the Brewdog one. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to stop on that. There's more in there. I'm pretty sure I can't get that. Well, maybe I could have. Man, I wussed out on that one. There we go. It's all in there. I did do the Brewdog one, and I used this glass just because I knew it was going to be big enough to fit it all. And those other ones, usually with 16 ounce, I have to drink some and pour it back in there. Now this is 14.9. But I knew it was nitro, so anyway. Brewed in Dublin, Ireland. Is there an ABV on here? I don't see an ABV. Unless I'm missing it. It does have like the serving facts and all that. I don't know why they just don't do the whole can. They show serving size is 12 ounces. Yeah, I don't see an ABV on here. So I guess I'm checking Untapped. 4.2%, 45 IBUs. We do have a creamy head. That is because of the nitro in there. A very light chocolate creamy head, I would say, on there. Bubbles are popping a little over a finger of head. Color, I would say, is brown. I wouldn't say dark amber. Red amber is probably more like it. Yeah. I can't make out the light box, but it's the light box that's pointing this way. It's got a good shine on it. But they are considering, what was it, an Irish Dry Stout? Irish Dry Stout is what Untapped is calling it. So let's go ahead and smell. Like a creamy roasted malt. My guess is that's the head, but it does give you that presence of a stout, that roasted malts that are in there. This really, I think it does better in that roasted malt than some other standard stouts. I would say this is more on the porter side, being 4.2%. Than it is a stout, where I would say 5.5 on up, maybe 6.5, somewhere in there would start a stout. It has the color more of a porter, but they call it a stout. But it's got the smells as a stout. Yeah, maybe a little bit of bitter chocolate. 45 IBUs for a 4.2%, I think, is a little high in standard stouts. So let's go ahead and get a drink. Very smooth, very thin. Um, I think that's the surprising thing. You always used to hear, at least with my friends, you could stick a knife in it and it would stand up. Nobody wanted to drink it. It is compared to today's, big stouts, barrel aged stouts, all that kind of stuff. This is really on the thin side. It drinks more like a porter than it does a stout, except for the taste. You do get a lot of taste, that roasted malt, a little bit almost burnt in the back, but you do get a light coffee, maybe some bitter chocolate. But I think that bitterness is coming from the IBUs of the hops. I don't think that they don't put chocolate in here. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's a little burnt in the back, but I don't know if that's the bitterness, but it tastes more burnt than anything. Then aftertaste, medium roasted malt, hangs around a while, a touch of coffee in there, and that's about it. I wouldn't say it's that dry. Um, Goes down easy, like water, not very thick. But I think if we saw some of these heavier beers, heavy bodied beers, back in early 2000, I think we would have changed our mind then. I think with all the craft beer coming out now, um, this isn't the same as it was. It's still good, but I would consider this a porter. Like I've been saying, with the color, the low ABV, maybe the IBUs are a little bit high, but the watered down body taste, more of a porter, but the flavors of a stout. If if that makes any sense. Um, For this one, I would have to go with a 4 out of 5. I like that flavor. If you're into those roasted malts, coffee, maybe a little darker coffee with a little bitterness, I think you'll enjoy this. I think, at least for me, from what they're calling it, um, I think it needs a thicker body. I think the bitterness for the stout, usually you're higher in IBUs in a stout just to balance out that roasted malt that you're using. Um, and I don't think they're using a ton of roasted malt in this because of the body being so light and the color not being black. So I would say that the bitterness needs to be toned down for the ABV that this is, but I would still drink it. If I went to a store and it was there and there was really, not a lot of new craft beer, yeah, I would pick it up. But like I said, I haven't had it. It has to be 3 or 4 years. I know, I had it a while back, but it's not on Untapped, so I don't know. But yeah, I'd go 4 out of 5. Let's check Untapped real quick. 103 of my friends have had it. Average 3.65 out of 5. 690,000 people have had it. Average 3.78 out of 5. So yeah, you're going to be hit or miss. Bittersweetness. Yeah, I could see that. So, um, oh, I thought they were the ABV varies from 4.1 to 4.3. So that Yeah. Okay. So they're showing kegs, cans, and bottles. So it could, but still, why can't you put the ABV on there? You should know what it is when you make a batch, right? It's not gonna, the ABV is not gonna change in a batch unless they're mixing batches or something to get the right smell and mouthfeel or taste or something like that. That's the only reason I could see. But then if you're mixing batches, you still know when it goes into the bottle. So I don't understand how they can say it varies. Yeah, batch to batch it could, but when it's all said and done going into the can, you should know what it is. But yeah, let me know if you've had this and how you like it. If you enjoyed this video, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.